As a human, all the effort we take and the time we spend has to satisfy only these two conditions. If these two conditions is not satisfied, any time we spend is a sin. If these two conditions is satisfied, any time you spend will make you win. If I'm sharing this is with one single purpose. We are working towards global peace and you are the key. Whatever is happening, in spite of the situation, we are all here to make sure we will work towards the betterment of the society. But that is next to impossible without understanding global peace is not for mountain, it's not for animals, it's for human. We use big words, global peace. Global peace is not for the globe, it's only for human. I'm not here to share my knowledge. Knowledge is not going to change your life. Because by the time you have a problem in the brain, all the knowledge and experience is totally taken away. So first I need to make sure that you don't spoil the health of the brain. The only thing which will immediately, instantly affect your brain is unhappiness in relationship. The world has started sharing the, most accepted lie in a very simple way. The people are suffering because of ignorance. No, it's not because of ignorance. It's because of negligence. We know what is good to do and still we are not doing what is good to do. And that is called negligence. You don't need to worry about the ignorance, but you need to make sure you're not living out of negligence. Once this happens, you will make sure you are away from two diseases which keeps humans suffering for unwanted reason. One is blaming, another one is self-betrayal. Because in the entire creation of God, living and non-living, whatever you want to say, or a power which has created the entire world, human beings are the most incredibly fortunate living being in this entire planet, in fact, in the entire universe. This is not just for the sake to motivate. It is a truth which you need to know for yourself. Only then you will realize how much priority I need to give for my own self. And Veda puts it in a very different way. In fact, Quran puts it in a very different way. Jesus said it in a very beautiful way. So for that reason, the first thing you need to realize, just being a human itself, you're incredibly fortunate. You're all selected few who are making changes to the world. You are incredibly fortunate. And to share time with you, I'm incredibly fortunate. Now, talking fortunate does not serve the purpose. As a human, all the effort we take and the time we spend has to satisfy only these two conditions. If these two conditions is not satisfied, any time we spend is a sin. If these two conditions is satisfied, any time you spend will make you win. First, any effort, any time you spend has to make sure it is an effort taken to make your future better than the present. If you don't make a conscious decision to spend the time which is going to make your future better than the present, it is a time that you spend to create sin. Nothing more than that. But how do I do that? I can make it happen only when I take three powers which is given to every human, not only the spiritual person. There is no such thing called spiritual being, non-spiritual being. Self-enlightened, those are not enlightened. People cheat in that word. There is no such thing called enlightened kidney, unenlightened kidney. It is a kidney. There is no such thing called, spiritual be positive and a common man be positive. People, those who are aware, they have a God power. And others, they are not aware, they don't have a God power. But everybody has got a divine power. There is no second opinion. But once you know you have it, the first thing you need to know is what is the use I can make out of it. For that, you need to know what are all applications that is available. It is like getting an iPhone or latest, iPhone 12 and simply using it only to browse and see YouTube will not serve any purpose. Or any movie in the Netflix is not going to serve any purpose. You need to know what are all the applications available so that you apply it. So every human being is blessed with three powers. I'm not going to talk about self-realization, self-awareness. If you are a human, you are blessed with these three powers. Once you start using these powers, automatically other powers will be accessed by you. The power number one, we alone have the power to choose. The present world is very good in learning. Learning is never going to change the life. Practice makes you, But Veda says it's not perfect. That is a disease. Practice makes you progress. The first wisest man of the world, sage Agastya. Practice makes you progress. No perfect from now. So practice makes you progress. So the second power is what? You have the power to choose. If you fail to execute this power, you have no choice to prosper. When I accept to live a life out of chance, it is designed in a way we have no choice to prosper. When I take a simple decision to live a life out of my choice, which is the power given only to you. You can wear a dress you want, you can go to America, you can go to Afghanistan. That is the power which is given, to reach many peoples at the time of tragedy, at the time of pandemic. But when you decide to live a life out of choice, you have no chance to suffer. There is a promise from the divine. Many people just because they're doing, even a good work. I like to do that, Guruji. I want to do it. No. From this moment, whatever you do, good or bad, you take a decision. I choose to do it. What is the word we say? I choose to do it. When you decide to live out of this simple decision, I choose to do it. What is the promise that God has given for the decision that He has made for human? You will not have the power to choose that will harm you or others either in the present or in the future. You don't need to decide, I need to be a good person. I need to be a spiritual person. No such thing. Just decide that I will do anything out of my own choice. And whatever I do, I'm not doing it because I should do. I must do. I like to do. No, I choose to do. What is the mantra? I choose to do. Now you don't create a future, you create a fortune. Whatever I give will work only when you work it. You can work on it only when you learn it. And you can learn it only when you listen totally and understand fully. What are you all with me? Listening is 1%. Understanding is 99%. If I'm sharing this is with one single purpose. We are working towards global peace and you are the key. Whatever is happening, in spite of the situation, we are all here to make sure we will work towards the betterment of the society. But that is next to impossible without understanding global peace is not for mountain, it's not for animals, it's for human. We use big words, global peace. Global peace is not for the globe, it's only for human. No parrot, sparrow, crow is going to come and tell you, I'm totally out of peace. I don't know what to do. That too in this pandemic, the problem with my spouse is intolerable. You must have understood relationship is not easy. You need to really work on it. How many of them realized it? That's the reason you need to know all the Shastra. It speaks about Dharma. Dharma means not giving just money. Knowing the knowledge which will not change for anybody, which can never be changed by anybody. And one of the biggest Shastra, the Dharma, the knowledge about Mangalya Shastra is it okay if I share? Marriage is a one-time admission for a lifetime education where you will never get your graduation. That's the thing. Let me repeat it. Marriage is what? One-time admission for a lifetime education where you will never get your... Don't think, Guruji, then is that an arrear? No, it's always an updation. New learning. Look at the word they're using, conflict within marriage. It's not a conflict. God has made you in a way that you will have difference of opinion. Think of one Aasaanji talking to thousands of Aasaanji. Will there be any interest? Think of one Suresh or Ramesh talking to thousands of Suresh and Ramesh. Will there be any interest? God has given you the same power, but with different mentality. And having the maturity to accept the difference in opinion is called the first step towards humanity. Then everything will be solved. You're good in starting with others. Start it with your home. You will have difference of opinion. And during the difference of opinion, accepting them is called the respect for the relationship. Are you all with me? So first and foremost, I want you to live with this principle. Principle number 1. From this moment, any point of time, when there is a difference of opinion within your spouse or with your family members, you just need to follow this one principle which will make you, please realize, which will make you feel valuable for your own self. And the person who's related to you will not look at you as a human, will look at you as a God in human form. Guruji, are you really exaggerating something? No. Let me put what I'm trying to say. This is what Lord Shiva told to Parvati. This is what Jesus told to everybody. You're all humans. No animals will have the pressure of relationship. Animals doesn't need to think, what will happen to my son? What will happen to my wife? What will happen to my husband after 10 years? We have. So before you're talking about the great future, don't lose the peace in the present moment. For that, you need to heal the past. If you need to heal the past, the right approach and the only approach is in relationship. It is, you cannot stop it. People will have difference of opinion. Sometime you may have the fight. Okay, fight. But at the time of fight, I need this commitment from everybody. I'm not talking for others. I'm talking for you and your family. And I want a commitment that you're going to put it into practice. Just put it into practice for one day. Look what I'm requesting. Just put it into practice for one day. And if you feel that is beneficial, now apply in the Vedic way. Practice it for other 4 days. How many days? 4 days. And if you still feel good, now don't practice. God is using the word commitment. Commit for other 7 days. Are you all with me? First do it for one day. I'm not forcing you. If you feel better, put it into practice for 4 days. And if you feel better, now commit for what? 7 days. Now if you feel, yes, there is a change that I'm seeing what I want to see on myself. You're not feeling wonderful about others. You started feeling wonderful about your own self. Now extend that commitment for 15 days. How many days? 15 days. Now only God wants you to take a journal and write what is the change you are seeing. Write the change that you're seeing for 21 days. Now club it together. This is called Yoga Mandalam, 48 days. Look how science is telling you to change the habit. Look how our Shastra is helping you to change the habit. Any practice you practice, first practice it for one day. If you feel better, put it into practice for 4 days. And if you really feel better, commit it for next 7 days. And if you really feel good, now take the book and write it down. What are the changes that you have seen? Because you will cheat your own self. When you write it down, you can't cheat your own self. You have your own proof of practice. Now 1 day, 4 day, 7 day. Let's all repeat together. 1 day, 4 day, 7 day, 15 day and 21 day. All put together. What is the sum? 48 days. This is called Yoga Mandalam. 48 days is called Mandalam. Shockingly, science is saying the lymphatic fluid is getting purified for every 48 days. That is the reason our Vedas insisting. We're talking about the heritage. Look at our pride. So now this 48 days is not Mandalam. It is Yoga Mandalam, which will help you to achieve success in everything and every time. That's called Yoga. Are you all with me? So what is it I want you to practice with your spouse? At the time of the fight, at the time of the difference of opinion, because the world is saying we are very good in portraying the expected behavior. But once you enter the house, only you and your spouse know what is the fight that is going on. I'm personally saying, don't take it wrong. I've seen thousands of students. So think of how many students I might have seen personally. Everybody come and say, Guruji, everything is good, Guruji. Everything is good. But my life is not good. Why? My wife is not good. My spouse is not good. Please, I'm requesting. We have no rights to label your wife or your spouse. Start telling, my experience with my wife is not good. Your wife is still good. She is a beautiful mother to your child. She is a beautiful child to their parent. Guruji, my husband is not good. No, your experience with your husband is not good. I tell my students, keep your spouse, keep your house. Don't bring it to me. But accept the fact. Don't label them. Because you want it or not, they're human. Your same wife who is not good to you is a beautiful mother to the child. Your husband who is rude to you is a beautiful, humble boss to their employee. Your experience with your wife is not good. Your experience with your spouse is not good. How to fix it? One simple formula. Blessing, puja, this doesn't work. Look what Dharma says. At the time of the conflict, I want you to practice for 1 day. If it works, you're going to practice it for 48 days. Then it'll work all the time. So shall I tell the truth? This is what makes you God in human form. There are 3 things which makes you God in human form. This is the first thing. Not praying to God or not attaining samadhi, or not sitting in meditation without going to work. Who will do the work then? Tell me, I've seen stupids coming and telling me, Guruji, I'm sitting in meditation for 9 hours. What is your wife doing with you? And how do you meditate? No, Guruji, I'm listening to this mantra, listening to this color. Oh, come on, you're sitting and wasting your time in the name of meditation. Guruji, then I'm not doing meditation for 9 hours. No, you are sitting and listening to the CD for the CD to get over for 9 hours. This mantra has to be practiced, has to be a tantra. Tantra is a right practice which is put into practice, and dardra is a wrong practice which is put into practice. Guruji, if I don't put the tantra into practice, what will happen? Dardra will be there in life, no other second choice. There is no joke. This is a very scientific word. Shastra insists on tantra. If you don't apply based on Shastra, the action we do is going to harm us. Anything that is harming us is called dardra. Am I talking sense? And that mantra is very simple. But not easy to practice, but easy to listen. You know what is that? He says, never bring the past. At the time of the fight, at the time of difference in opinion, it is okay. First listen to them. No human being in relationship never wanted a solution. Many people think, I know the solution, I know the solution. No, they know the solution. But we are humans. We want somebody to listen. Are you all with me? Even what they say is not up to your expectation. You just need to say, it's okay. We'll discuss about it. But never bring the past. Are you all with me? By the moment you bring the past, you will win the fight. But you will lose the love. உன்னை நேசிப்பவன் சுவாசிக்கும் சவமா இருக்க நேரிடும். I'll put it in English. You will win the fight, but you will lose the love. How many of you are able to connect with me? Can I see the hands raise? I'm not asking big thing, a diamond ring or a 7 series. These are all important. You need to enjoy your life. Because we want it or not, we are going to die. And just because we are going to die, God says practice this. Because if you practice this, you will not die in an early stage. You will not die with a disease. You will not die in accident. Because this one word will create a vibration from your relationship to make sure that they bless you. That blessing will protect you all the time. Because what is essential is happiness in the heart. What is important? Happiness in the heart. And that is given to them not with physical comfort, but with a mental acceptance. And that is felt only when you have a relationship who is accepting you without bringing your past. Are you all with me? Bringing your past doesn't mean a big mistake. You must have got married 30 years before. Even after 30 years telling, at the time of marriage, your father did not do this to me. I'm talking about well-educated, filthy rich people. 3,000, 4,000 crore bank balance. All across the world. So what is the first mantra we'll put into practice? Never bring the past. That will make them feel a rock star. Every human in this world is blessed with one human being who's not going to point out the mistake at the time of committing the mistake. You believe it or not, they are the most blessed soul in the world, not even spiritual person. And I want you to be the blessing for everybody in your family just by practicing one thing. Never bring the past. I'm not here to share my knowledge. Knowledge is not going to change your life. Because by the time you have a problem in the brain, all the knowledge and experience is totally taken away. So first I need to make sure that you don't spoil the health of the brain. Are you all with me? The only thing which will immediately, instantly affect your brain is unhappiness in relationship. Even if you take a sleeping tablet, when you have a problem with the relationship, you cannot sleep. That is research which has been shown in US, which has already been told many ages before in India, in Ayurveda. Able to connect? Your relationship with God is totally secondary without fixing the relationship with your family. Because when you have a happy relationship with the family, God will come and have a relationship with you. When you're having a good relationship with God and not having a happy relationship with family, even God will not take your relationship. Think what Ayurveda is. So listen, not for my sake, not for your sake, but for your loved one. I will never bring the past. Can you all say it together? I will never bring the past. Now second, which you need to practice. How many of them want your children to be more better than what you are at your age that you are presently? I'm not asking some big question. How many of them personally want your children to live a better life than what you're presently living at your age? Can I say the answer is? At your age. I want everybody to look around. See how many people, almost everybody. The question is, how many of you want your children to live a better life than what you're presently living at your age? Can I see the answer is once again? I want to take a look around. See, it's almost 100%. You know what is the fact? When you personally say that my children need to live a better life than what I'm presently living, let me say one thing. It is a fact that remains in your mind and heart. You still have a better life in your mind that can be lived. Are you all with me? Why that your children only need to live? You're also children of God and you will also live. I'll make it happen. Able to get that? If you need to make it happen, now I need to understand the first principle. I'm not even using the word called vision because we're very good in talking about it. Vision. We will achieve it. We will do it. I don't believing in motivating people, those who don't have a commitment. You know what Veda says? Anybody without a commitment is equivalent to a fool. I mean, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about people without a commitment. What is Veda saying? Equivalent to a fool. And to a people without a commitment, you should not motivate. Because it's a danger. Because earlier he is a fool. When you motivate a fool, now he's a motivated fool. Do you understand? So what is important is not the skill, is not the knowledge. It's a commitment. And the first commitment is to make sure that my loved one need to be happy and I should make them happy. How many of them will accept to it? How many of them want your loved one to be happy with you? Can I see the answer is? Super. Now this is the first principle for it. It is not for Indian, it is not for American, it is not only for the great humanitarian called Rotarians, it is for entire, human world. You know what God says? If you want to keep someone happy, never try to keep them happy. Instead, try to keep yourself happy. Because even though you want others to be happy, when you're not happy, they cannot get happiness from you. That's the reason spirituality speak about Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Satchit Anantam. In every part of life, in every part of the world, the one thing which humans have to realize from this moment is only this. Yes, I've decided to keep my loved one happy. For that, I don't need to do big things. I don't need to learn big things. I don't need to speak big things. The one thing, if it is not practiced by me, even if I take effort, they cannot be happy with me. The first thing is never try to keep anyone happy. Instead, try to keep yourself happy all the time. As I promised, I will make sure, I will make you realize you are a living God in human form. You know what is it you need to practice? Humans will have perception. Humans will have belief system. Humans will have assumption. Even if they escape all this thing, you being a human, you cannot escape judgment and anticipation. Till you are alive, you cannot escape judgment and anticipation. So when someone is not doing what they are supposed to do, you are the person who is supposed to be the God in human form with them. What should I do, Guruji? First tell this mantra. So what? What is the word? So what? Tell the person who is with you, don't panic. What is it? Don't panic. Let's repeat the mantra. So what? Don't panic. And finally, this is the word which is going to make you a living God in human form. You know what is that? Please make sure. This I love you is a cheap word if you don't realize it. I love chicken. I love ice cream. No, it is not that way. Every day, minimum, you need to say this 3 times to your loved one. How many times? 3 times. Just do it for 1 day. If it is effective, do it for 40 days. What is that mantra, Guruji? Let me reveal it. It's called, I am there for you. That's all. Say it, everyone. I am there for you. If every single person has got one person who's going to say, when they've committed when you're good, everybody will say, I am there for you. I want to be with you. When somebody is wrong, at that time you want to prove you're not a human, but you're a God in human form. The only thing that you need to say is what? I am there for you. Let's start it now. Because this is what Jesus said. I am there for you. This is what Allah said. Don't worry. I am there for you. This is what Lord Muruga and Shiva said. Yamarikka Bayamin. I am there for you. That's all. So let us all repeat the mantra together for this world at the time of suffering. we are a God in human form because we are here to reach people and say, I am there for you. I am there for you. As always, I take this moment as a great opportunity to show my love, respect and gratitude to the divine power which is everywhere, every time and in every one of us. Sarvam செய்த இறைவனுக்கும் இறைவனை உணரும் வலிமையும் வல்லமையும் படைத்த உயர்ந்த பிறவியான என் சக மனிதர்களுக்கும் என் மனமார்ந்த அன்பும் வணக்கமும். Aham Brahmasmi. I am there for you.